What were you saying about the blacks and the Chinese virus?
That according to what data they do have, because they don't have all the data, right?
Right.
The blacks are overrepresented by more than twice their share of the population.
During
Like
the Chinese virus?
Yeah, they're 21% of the population that's covered that's in this study,
Uh-huh.
but 42% of the ones who are dead from this thing.
So they're
They're overrepresented in the deaths from this coronavirus.
oh, I don't quite understand that. So
That means that they're more likely to die from it.
but isn't
than the
that
other
because the
races.
blacks don't really believe this thing is real? They don't distance themselves from others. They get to parties, they hoop and holler. They don't think this affect blacks.
I'm sure that's a big part of it, yeah. But also, they brought up that they have higher obesity, diabetes, let's see, and asthma, which makes them more susceptible and also more likely to be uninsured.
Uninsured. They rather buy support than to buy insurance.
Yeah.
So that might be true. They are those things, but if they stay a distance from each other, if they kind of follow some of the guidelines,
Yeah.
even though they have those issues, they would be affected. So many of them would not be affected with the Chinese virus,
Yeah, that's true too.
right?
Yeah. That part is not mentioned here. But we see it in the I mean, we've seen it in videos how these people are reacting to this
Yeah.
coronavirus.
They
They're
are-
like
yeah.
impatient with their children, the mothers are,
Yeah.
and all kinds of mess. And still trying to meet and party and all kinds of attacking the police.
I have.
At first, they were saying blacks aren't getting it, and even we thought the blacks weren't really getting it.
Yeah, I thought they were not getting it.
Some people early on, some people thought that only Chinese were getting it. Chinese and movie stars.
I thought they were not getting it because I didn't hear about it in the news. And I didn't
Right.
see anyone going to the hospitals or.
But now
mortuary.
that
How do
they
we
can make
know
a-
that a lot of blacks are getting it?
Well, just from the stats, right? Because they're
But who made up these stats?
exactly. I mean, it's information that's shared and analyzed by the far left Associated Press.
We can't believe these stats.
I know.
These people trying to figure out how to get some more money.
Yeah, that's definitely true. They brought up this word. Here we go. Let's see. Where did they see? I saw some word. Racism. A history of systemic racism and inequity in access to healthcare and economic opportunity has
See,
made
this is-
African Americans far more vulnerable to the virus.
What a shame.
That's the AP.
Black people should
Associated
be
Press.
upset at how they are being used.
Yeah.
How they are being used for everything that's bad in order to make money off them and get their votes.
Right.
Because part of this is about getting the black votes in November as well.
Yeah.
This is so I don't believe those stats.
I mean, I believe it's possible.
They may be
but
right. I
the other
don't
thing
know.
is- the other thing
If
is,
they coming from the liberals, I don't believe it.
yeah, they don't really have all of the information. And Jared Kushner wants to make it so that we can really get that the federal government can count like everything possible. Make these hospitals share their information with the feds.
Yeah, we can't believe these people, especially the government, because they want to control the people anyway.
Yeah.
And so, and the politicians and others use black people whenever they want to get a new law passed or they want some little extra money in their pockets. They use the blacks,
Yeah.
and blacks are quite okay with it.
They definitely misdiagnosed the problem. They said it was racism.
This is from Fox News. A Baltimore, and I haven't seen this yet, so this is all new to me. My producer just reminded me that I had this. Baltimore officer was investigated after a video shows him coughing near public housing residents. And we have a photo. No, in the above article, the officer race is mentioned in the first line. Article highlighted saying white officer. Can you imagine if it had been a black officer?
Yeah, and they pointed out that it was a black officer.
And he was in a white housing resident.
Yep.
And he coughed on the blacks. If he was a black officer in a white residence, he coughed on the whites. They ain't gonna say black officer.
Yeah, true. Because they like to feed this suspicion against whites.
Yeah, they want to stir and keep the races apart and use them.
Yeah.
Here is the news report and the video of the officer out of Baltimore, ABC Baltimore.
News Erin McPherson.
She is live outside Baltimore Police Headquarters in downtown Baltimore because a disturbing video involving an officer surfaced on Tuesday. It appears to show the officer making light of the pandemic, coughing near people in a southeast Baltimore community. Good morning, Erin.
Good morning, Ashley. Christian, that sergeant is now under investigation, and people who have seen this video, not just here in the city, are disturbed by the contents. We talked with a community activist who says this sergeant should be fired. Now let's take a look at that video. You can see an officer walking by a woman who's recording on her cell phone and then coughing what appears to be deliberately. Now the officer continues to cough as he walks by others in the Perkins Homes community. A Baltimore police spokesperson says the video was sent to the Public Integrity Bureau for an internal investigation, and they're going to review the body camera footage as well to get a full picture of what happened.
This is so ridiculous.
How
Ridiculous.
did people get so sensitive about every little thing? You can't do nothing. Say
If that
nothing.
was a black on black shooting happened right there, it wouldn't be a big deal.
Right.
It wouldn't be on the news. It wouldn't be talked about. It wouldn't be filmed. It would be a no big deal.
He did a cough, one little cough towards the front, and then all hell break loose. And he white.
Now y'all can't cough, white people. I told you. Isn't that amazing? But listen to this. It gets better. Baltimore Police Commissioner Michael Harrison called it unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
He black.
A white cop walking down the road in a black community coughing. And the blacks are all standing out there in the way. Michael Harrison called it unacceptable, and an investigation on the officer has been launched.
An investigation.
Investigate what? Black people, y'all stop. At some point, y'all ought to say, you know what? Yeah, I hate white people, but this is ridiculous. That's what they should be saying. What do you you should shake your head. They are making this, they are blowing this out like Mama came to town.
I know. And nothing happened. These people are sicker than he is. Well, I don't know.
But it's like, who was the people who decided, let's make this a story?
I know.
Well, obviously the media who's trying to make money and dramatize everything. But what's wrong with them that they're going to go out and
They want confusion. The media today is not our friend. They are Democrats. They're political.
Brainwash people.
They are working with the Democratic Party to brainwash and control. It's not a free press anymore. It's a messed up press.
And then it goes back to what's wrong with the people who are believing this silly stuff.
Oh, but you haven't seen anything yet. It gets worse. I want to know what you all think. Here's the full video that the news report doesn't play. What do you all think about this? Watch this.
Hey, Officer Friendly with the cherry cheeks. Oh, I ain't worrying about that shit. Y'all get that shit. Black people don't. So you cough your white ass back where you live at. Out of here. Wrong with him? Tell them niggas don't get that shit. They the ones get that shit. Out of here. You need that extra layer of skin. out of here.
Now you tell them don't come through here with that shit. No.
If I come through here coughing like that cute, I should call the CDC on his and let him know he just did some dirty like that. Wrong with him.
Funny.
He gonna walk past coughing and stupid. You ain't gonna infect nobody but your co-workers. Out of here.
Amazing.
They are entertaining.
So compare, that was a social media post, right? Compare that to what the news reporter just said. And the police commissioner of Baltimore said that that's unacceptable. and an investigation on the officer or of the officer has been launched. So, Joel, we got to play the news report first again.
Okay.
And then I want to play the social media one. And you think for yourself about this, folks.
News Erin McPherson.
She is live outside Baltimore Police headquarters in downtown Baltimore because a disturbing video involving an officer surfaced on Tuesday. It appears to show the officer making light of the pandemic, coughing near people in a southeast Baltimore community. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, Ashley. Christian, that sergeant is now under investigation, and people who have seen this video, not just here in the city, are disturbed by the contents. We talked with a community activist who says this sergeant should be fired. Now let's take a look at that video. You can see an officer walking by a woman who's recording on her cell phone and then coughing what appears to be deliberately. And the officer continues to cough as he walks by others in the Perkins Homes community. A Baltimore police spokesperson says the video was sent to the Public Integrity Bureau for an internal investigation. And they're going to review the body camera footage as well to get a full picture of what happened.
It's only because he's white. It's only
because he's white. Look how urgent they make it sound. And they took out all the noise that the blacks were making and called it names, and white people don't, they were saying black people don't get this S.
Yeah.
All that. They took all that out. They quieted it out. You don't hear it. Now, here is the social media of the real thing, if it's true. Watch this.
Hey, Officer Friendly with the cherry cheeks. Oh, I ain't worried about that shit. Y'all get that shit. Black people don't. So you cough your white ass back where you live at. Out of here. Wrong with him. Tell them niggas don't get that shit. They the ones get that shit. Out of here.
That's the real deal.
You need that extra layer of skin. Out of here.
Now you tell them don't come through here with that shit. No.
If I come through here coughing like that cute, I should call the CDC on his and let him know he just did some dirty like that. Wrong with him. He gonna walk past coughing and stupid. You ain't gonna infect nobody but your co-workers. Out of here.
Wow. If you notice, folks, in the news report, all that was taken out. It sounded like that woman was saying in the video, repeat the myth that black people can't get infected by the virus by saying, black people don't get this S. Black people don't get this S. And look like the officer was playing around. It doesn't seem like he was really coughing.
Right.
It looked like he was just playing around. It wasn't even a real cough.
Right.
But because these people sitting out there carrying on, because what she said, hi there with the rosy cheek or something?
Something. Yeah.
Looked like the guy was just playing around. And now the Baltimore Police Commissioner, Michael Harrison, called it unacceptable. What the?
He's unacceptably fat. Look at him. Show the picture of him. This is why the blacks are more likely to get this.
Unacceptable. He better stay inside with all that fat.
Yeah.
He may get the virus. That's unacceptable for a police chief to be that fat.
Yeah.
Commissioner to be that fat. You're supposed to be in good shape. So isn't that a mess, though?
I blame the people. I blame the people for believing in stuff because it's just so silly. Even if they didn't hear the voices of the black women, it's just so silly that these people will call it all this dramatic stuff.
Yeah, even the body language.
He coughed. And even if he did it on purpose, you could tell he was, being like ha ha. But it's like, why do you believe that it's that deep? You know, that's just my biggest thing.
Well, that's what I was saying about belief. Whatever you believe believes in you and control you. If you believe a lie, you gone. It controls you. It can make you think whatever it wants you to think, and it makes you look even more so, and you don't see the real deal. So who told black people they couldn't get the virus? That's evil.
It became like I don't know, I think it just became, they're like, hey, how come we're not hearing about blacks getting it until Idris Elba got it? And then suddenly.
Who is Isa Ever?
He's some
Actor.
Is he a British actor or something? He's black.
He black?
Yeah. And he supposedly got it, right? And then ever since that point, I started hearing, oh, blacks are getting it. Disproportionately.
It just dawned on me one day that I never see blacks with it.
Yeah.
With it, right? And I would tell you the other day, my uncle here in L.A., he's having that, what do you call that, blood transfusion?
Is it dialysis?
Yeah, dialysis.
Mm-hmm.
Not blood, but dialysis. And so he had it for a year or so. And normally I would go see them on the weekend because it's my favorite uncle.
Yeah.
And so my aunt, I called over there the other Sunday. Where you been? We ain't seen you. I said, but have you heard about the virus, the Chinese virus? Yeah, we heard some about it. I said, well, the reason I haven't been over to visit lately is because of that. I know my uncle is doing the dialysis, and you're of age, because I think she's like 80-something. And I didn't want to, I don't have it, but I want to make sure I'm giving it to y'all old people. She's like, yeah. And I'm like, are the other family members coming over? Because they have children, adult children, and grandchildren. I said, are the other children coming over? Yeah, they all come over here. I said, well, make sure they don't go in his room, keep them up front. They're like, okay. Well, I think she said they stay up front or something. Mm-hmm. But they all act like, I'm like, do you know this is a big deal?
That's so black. I literally have family members too that my grandma has cancer, or she's like fighting cancer.
Right.
And then my siblings want to go over there and hang out over at her house during this whole stuff. And I'm thinking like, you guys don't think that that's not a good idea? And I said, aren't you guys supposed to be quarantining black people? And I put like the shaking my head face. None of them wrote me back. They're just like not thinking.
And the claim is that you can have no symptoms and spread it to people.
But that's what people think.
How are you going to spread something that you don't have?
I mean, obviously you're more contagious if you're
Is it like
showing
a cold, all right?
I don't know. Yeah, something like that. But you're obviously more contagious, I think, when you're sneezing and coughing, of course.
Everybody.
But you can also like just bring in germs somewhere, even whether it's on your body or coming from you, even if you don't have symptoms from it.
That's the problem.
From your breath, from talking. That's what they're claiming. I don't know.
Those people aren't taking it serious because they don't feel anything. Or
especially like with old people, kind of like what you said. You don't have it, but you don't want to like.
Right, I want to take a risk because they did say if you're older and you're sick, it's easier for you to catch it, even if I'm not affected by it. So I don't want to take them all out of here.
Yeah.
But listen to this, and then you got to go, James.
All right.
Amazing. And don't forget to like, follow, tweet, subscribe, and share the Jesse Lee Peterson radio show, folks. We really appreciate it. We are at war. It is a spiritual battle for the soul of America. And it's going to take all of us to do it.